Hey everybody, what's going on? How's it going? Just doing this again. Hey everybody, how's it going? Whoa, I have a lazy eye. I didn't know I had a lazy eye. Hey everybody, what's going on? Welcome to Nobody's Happy, the podcast that fucks back. Somebody get me out of the oven because I'm already baked. I'm here in my lair. Is it lair or layer? I'm here in my office, getting ready to write for Friday. Today's Wednesday. I'm gonna try to have this out by tomorrow. But I just want to make sure that that I do this podcast now, so I don't have to do a lot of stuff tomorrow. I can just upload it and try to upload it in a timely manner. But yeah, like I said, I'm here getting ready to write for Friday. I went there last Friday after I uploaded the podcast. Well, the day after. Last Friday I went down to the Blind Tiger, and it was so fucking awesome, man. I got to try out some new stuff. That I had just written. You know, it was like 3 new jokes. No. Yeah, I mean they were all 2 of them were like brand new that I had just written that day, and then and another one was one that I had Then I look at Pax over there. Pax, what are you doing? Get out of the fucking shot. Hey, stupid. Pax, what are you doing? She's looking at herself in the mirror, and then she's looking out, having an existential crisis. What was I talking about? Oh, yeah. I was, actually, let me get the dog out of here. So, all right, where was I? I went to the Blind Tiger last Friday. I went to the Blind Tiger last Friday, and yeah, it was great, man. I got to try all the new stuff out. Stuff that what was I talking about? Oh yeah. One of the jokes was fairly new, but I had already tried it at the shows that I did with Tony Hinchcliffe. I wrote it like that day. I was gonna start the new. No, I think the day before. And then I started doing all those shows with Tony, and I got to try it out a couple of times. And it wasn't until like the last day that I actually got the timing on it. And then I wanted to see if it would work by itself, you know, if it didn't use the other jokes that I had already written about the same subject to like kind of buttress it, so it seemed a lot healthier than it was. So I went to the Blind Tiger, tried it out, just a little 4-minute set, you know. It went well. In fact, it went way better than I thought. I definitely did not have a lot of faith in that first joke I wrote, but it fucking got a nice little pop, man. It got a nice little pop, and I was all excited, man. It feels great when you try something new, and then everybody's reaction is they lose their fucking mind. I mean, it wasn't that it wasn't that crazy, but it was really good. It was a really good time. The only thing is I gotta keep working on it because there's something that happened that night. That room was particularly hot. Like, everybody was doing great. The new comics were doing great. Everybody else that I had already known for a while, everybody was doing awesome. And some God damn it, I forgot who else was there. I was so nervous, dude. I was so nervous. I could not pay attention. I could not pay attention to anybody because I mean I get like that anyway. No matter what the show is, it could be in front of 400, in front of 14. You know, I still get the same level of anxiety before I go up. But once I go up, it goes away. But it's just the nervousness, the anticipation that um and not so much the anticipation, you know, it's the fear of like of basically you know, doing bad or not doing well, you know. And everybody was doing good, and I was so nervous. I was like, just put me on at the end, you know, nothing else. I'll just blame it on you know, it was the end of the show. People were tired, you know. So I was already making excuses. I was like, I'll go on at the end. And I thought it would kind of die down, and then I could be like, well, you know, the room's already died down. But no, man, they were super good. The audience was super hot the entire time. So by the time I went up there, you know, I was like, uh, I was feeling the pressure. I was like, everybody did good, man. Like, I hope if there's one fucking idiot in this place that can ruin it, it's me. You know, either by being too confident or not confident enough, right? Because I live in extremes. For some fucking reason I can never do things in the middle. But thank God, man, that first joke, I just kind of like almost like, you know, like in the cartoons where the Wile E. Coyote would set up like a TNT uh stick of dynamite, and then and then like as they're lighting it, they sort of go like this. Uh, Man, I'm fucking high. Oh boy. All right. Well, what are you gonna do, man? My point. So so yeah. It went great. I was very happy with what I wish I'd have recorded that, but like I said, I'm very superstitious. I feel like if I would have recorded that set, I would have. I wouldn't have done as good. Um, but now that I think about it, fuck, should have recorded it. But like I said, I always keep like notes, and I always look at him, and I feel like if I don't go all the way as to say like if I can't remember it, it means it wasn't that funny. But I also feel like I shouldn't have to document like every fucking word that I said. I should be able to remember the gist of it, and and if I don't, that's what the notes are for, just to, you know, give me an idea. And I guess if I forget about it, well then fuck it. I guess it wasn't that good for sure. The point is, somebody else's method is not good. Mine is. Right? That's the whole point. What else? Yeah, it was a great time. It was yeah, it was a great time at the Blind Tiger, man. I know I'm always talking about it. That's because I love that place. The Blind Tiger is something that it's a room that ran by comedians that that we have here in San Antonio. It's the only room that's besides the club that is that you can, you know, actually do live stand up in front of an audience, even though there are not as many people as before because of, you know, the spacing and the whole social distancing thing. You got to have enough room for everybody. um, but yeah, I love it, man. It's at this. It's underneath a restaurant, right? It's underneath this restaurant called the Magic Time Machine. And the Magic Time Machine is a restaurant where the waiters and waitresses dress as Disney characters and like Marvel and DC characters. Just crazy shit. And then they like do a whole fucking routine of like they talk to you like it is like it's Spider-Man or the fucking Punisher. The Punisher asking you if you want waffle fries or whatever the fuck they're selling. And Yeah, it's a bizarre place because at night, I mean, I guess during the day it's like a not a kids, it's a family restaurant during the day, and at night, like around 9 and 10, that's when it starts to get like all the freaks start coming out. No, because after that, at night, the restaurant closes, but the back is a bar uh, called a mine shaft, right? And that stays open. Uh, and they have karaoke, right? They used to have video game tournaments and all kinds of other fucking weird shit. And underneath the bar, there's this door that opens to these stairs. I wish I'd have taken a video. I was gonna take a video. I'll take it this time if I get a chance, if I remember, and I'll show you guys. Um, I you go down the stairs and then take a left, right? You go down a whole story, and right there it's like a little room. It's like a creepy dungeon, that somebody decorated, like their grandma's house. And actually used to be creepier because it had like a more old timey feel. Some of the comedians that have been, helping keep the place going, have done like renovations here, and not renovations, but like somebody will pitch in to buy like a light, and then somebody would, help build the stage, and somebody would be like, oh, I got this, this comedian's fucking poster or whatever. But yeah, it's a fun place. It's one of the only places that's available to do live stand up, or to see it in San Antonio, besides the comedy club. And yeah, I'm pretty I'm pretty happy with that place. I'm happy that it's open. I'm happy that I get to at least do stand up. If I can't get out on the road, I can at least keep working on my stand up so that when shit does get better or opens up, I can go out there with something, something nice. So yeah, that's pretty much what's happening. Going to the Blind Tiger. Um, it's yeah. If you guys are ever in San Antonio, and it's a Friday night, you should check it out. We do it at 10. We used to do it at midnight, right? But now we do it at 10 because they close earlier. Although, to be honest with you, I guess I wouldn't mind keeping it at 10, even if they keep open till 2. Because I like doing stand up, right, and then hanging out with my friends or other comedians, and just having a drink and just talking shit, hearing funny people and mentally ill people that should seek professional help. That's all of us, I guess. But where was I? Oh yeah, yeah. I was gonna show you guys. This picture. Um, this is a picture of my squad. When we were in Iraq. This right here. This is second squad. Our squad leader is this guy Lynn, the one with no helmet on. This is back from 2005. Yeah, 2005. I was 21 years old. I was a sergeant. That's me on the far right. From left to right, it's Talbot, Platt, Camito, uh, Heller on a knee, then back up Lynn without the helmet, and then back down DeRoche, and upstairs that's me on the far right. We got our night vision on because I think we were about to go out and go. I guess go. I don't know. Do a raid or an ambush. I think we were about to go set up an ambush by the Palm Grove. And I remember we took the picture because we knew we were about to go do what we thought was pretty fucking dangerous. So we decided like, hey, let's take a picture. Like really, yeah, it's kind of like a weird thing. We kind of like, hey, let's take a picture in case one of us doesn't come back. I don't know. It's pretty fucking dark. Uh, Cause I think we already taken some casualties because we took our platoon got hit with an ambush clearing the Palm Grove, or at least part of our platoon did, and we're getting ready to go back out there and try to see if we could go back out there during the night and see if we could find somebody and fight them. But we didn't really find anything. We just kind of stayed out there for hours laying the ambush, and we came back in the morning. Um, I thought I heard somebody. I thought I heard somebody arrive. We came back that morning, man. But that night, I remember we got fucking scared because we're sitting in the ambush, and then all of a sudden we started hearing like somebody was walking on the water because they had told us we went to the edge of the river on the Palm Grove, and I think we had gotten somebody had said like that they were crossing the river, right, and then that's how they were getting to our side from the other side of the river, and that's how they were able to hit us that first time. So we went up to set up an ambush to see if these guys would go across. And while we're sitting there, right, it gets really, it's like really dark, and then I forgot exactly. See, this is why eyewitness accounts are don't count for shit in court because memory's bad. But the point is, I do remember like the three of us, Sergeant Lynn, Camito, and myself, at some point like looking at each other because we got really quiet so we could just hear what was happening, and you could hear like somebody was like walking in the shallow part of the water, like somebody was exiting the water, and you would hear like whoosh, whoosh, and we were like, oh fuck, and everybody just starts like picking up their weapons, and then we keep hearing it, but nothing's happening. So we get closer, and I guess I don't know who edged up. It might have been Lynn or myself, but somebody got a lot closer to the riverbank, and it was just the fucking water, man. It was just the waves washing on this certain part of the river, and it was making like a swishing sound, like somebody. It sounded so much like somebody was trying to like step really lightly out of the water. And I remember when we got back that morning, we were like, holy shit, dude, I thought for sure either somebody we were about to get the drop on somebody, or somebody was about to get the drop on us, because just because of it's weird, the place where we were, it was kind of like it would kind of dip down into some water, but it also like picked up on the side, so you couldn't really see, and that's kind of where it was coming from. I don't know. It's very hard to describe. Certainly, like 15 years later, isn't like 2005. Goddamn, it's like a decade and a half, man. Oh, fucking. I think this was in Iraq. I mean, I know it's in Iraq. But I'm trying to think of the Haditha or Haklania or something like that. Something like that. It was in Iraq, and it was this was part of like a whole month long operation. I think we were out there. Like this room that we're in that you're seeing, like that's inside of a bigger compound where our entire platoon was housing, and we were just clearing the village piece by piece out of that area, and then also doing missions out of there, out of that city or town. Yeah, and we were out there for like a month, man. It's like a month without taking a shower, dude. I'm sure we probably smelled like shit to anyone that could have smelled us from back here, but I guess after the first 2 weeks, man, you don't even notice it anymore. You're just out there, doing your thing, getting fucking. I remember this is where I felt like I don't know if you could see this on my wrist. I have this this scar because I had this like ganglion cyst that grew on my wrist, because when we were on one of these missions, I fucking ate it hard, like hard, with all my gear on, the all the ammo, the body armor, everything. I fell forward and I landed right on my wrist, and my whole body landed on top of me, bracing myself like that, and I just slammed. And I remember Talbot, the guy on the all the way to the far left. He was my rifleman, and this motherfucker could not hold his laughter, and I was so embarrassed. I was so embarrassed because he was trying not to laugh, but he couldn't stop it. He was just like, "Are you okay, Sergeant Sanchez?" And I was like, "Yeah, dude, I'm fine." It'd be a lot better if you hadn't seen that. But I fucking ate it hard, and like, yeah, once I got out, like, I think it was like 2008, maybe 2009. Oh no, it might have been before that. 2007, 2008 is after I got out in 2006. I went to the VA, and they're like, they drained it at first, and then it came back, and I was like, just cut it out, dude. Yeah, I didn't know they were gonna have their guy do it for the first time when they did it. Looked like the scar looks a lot crazier than it really is. But yeah. So now this wrist is a little bit, it's a little weak. I can still do push-ups, just, I can't go too intense for like a whole week period. I have to like, give it a rest. Otherwise my wrist starts hurting. And my knee too, but that's from another shit. I fractured my kneecap. It was a fractured patella, I think that's what it's called. Just the kneecap, the knee bone, I cracked it. We're just doing physical training and running like idiots, and I just fell on top of a rock with my knee on it. And yeah, I hobbled around for like not a couple of months, but like a whole month, almost like a month and a half. I hobbled on it, and I was like, the swelling's not going down. What the fuck? And then finally, I decided to go get it checked by get X-rays, because at first, like, in the army, man, they just look at your fucking knee and they're like, yeah, it's pretty swollen. Here's some naproxen. Make sure you drink plenty of water, and I'm sure a healthy young fella like you can bounce back in a couple of days. Yeah, like a month later, I'm getting I'm getting X-rays, and they're like, "Yeah, you have a fractured patella. You've been hobbling on that for the past month." I was like, "Yeah, dude. What the fuck?" Uh, but yeah, that's this picture right here. That's me back in 2005. That was my last deployment. When I came back from this, I only had maybe like half a year left. Uh, back then, yeah, man. Back then, believe it or not, I weighed pretty much the same. I'm 36 now. I was like what 21. I'm 36 now, about to be 37, and I basically weigh the exact same weight I weighed when I was there. It's like in fact, I might weigh a little more now, like 154 maybe. Back then, I probably weighed like high 40s at the most, 148, 149. Certainly when we were out there for like a whole month, because you burn a lot of calories. There's no way to build muscle out there or get bigger when you're out there for a month, because that's why MREs, like the food that the army gives you, and for the field, they're like so high in calories, because you'll go out there and you eat 2,000 calories and you fucking waste them away in like 3 or 4 hours, just going up and down. Certainly in Afghanistan, but also in Iraq is where I was on point to get to the town, and the entire platoon was like behind me. And I just remember we got to a spot where we were supposed to climb over this wall, and they were like, the wall is only like 5 feet or something like that. But I remember we got there, and I was like, and they were like, well, what happened? I was like, that's it. We can't go any further. And they were like, well, what do you mean we can't go any further? There's a wall. We just go over it. I was like, no, there's a wall, and it is 5 feet, but the wall is like at the top of this fucking ridge, because you couldn't see it when you looked at the map. It didn't seem like, it just seemed like, okay, there's a wall, and apparently it's about 5 feet tall. But what you couldn't see was that there was a big drop off on our side of the wall. So it was like, it's basically you have to scale a cliff, and then you go over the 5-foot wall. And that's all I remember about that. I just remember we got there and we were like, what the fuck? It's like anything. Every time we would do something, like we would make a plan. Or you receive your orders, and you got to memorize all these like objectives that you gotta accomplish when you get there. You gotta memorize what the other squads are doing, and what the other platoons are doing to a certain extent, at least like the bigger picture kind of. So you're just not out there. But I mean, I couldn't tell you what it was anymore. It was like 15 years ago, and I'm a fucking idiot, you know. I was basically out there by the good grace of whatever the fuck is out there in the universe, and just trusted that Lin knew what he was doing. And he did, man. He was a great leader. That's why even a fucking doofus like me was able to be a leader under him, because he was such a good leader. He actually made you look good, even though I was like average at best as a leader. But yeah, man, this is I definitely don't think I could do the same thing. Certainly not. At this point, maybe when I was 27, I could have like gotten back into that kind of shape, both mentally and physically, because in this time where this picture was taken, I was, like I said, I was 21 years old, single, no kids, nothing. I mean, I still don't have kids, but back then it's like, for some reason, man, it's just when you're that young, and then you're around other young guys, and you train for something, you start believing in your head that you really are this bad motherfucker, right? And it's not till you get out that you're like, oh yeah, what the fuck was I doing out there, man? I did not belong out there doing athletic shit with my little body. Uh, yeah, and and now after getting out, I'm like, yeah, I could never do that again, man. Mentally and physically, mentally, just just the suck of having to get up in the morning, not being able to string more than 3 hours in a row, because at some point you got to get up for guard. Uh, so you sleep 3 hours, 2 hours, and then you sleep for another 2 or 3, and then another 2 or 3 if you split it in two, depending. The point is, you didn't get any fucking good sleep back there. And that to me, that's my thing now. I'm like, God, I have such a hard time sleeping that once I wake up, man, I could go to sleep like at 1. If I wake up at fucking at 3 in the morning, I'm not getting I'm not getting any sleep. I have to stay up and stay up for the entire day so I can get some good sleep the next night. So yeah, and physically, of course, like my knees aren't gonna respond as fast as they should. Like with all that shit we had on, man, we were sprinting, like dead sprinting across the road and into the palm grove and running through, doing 3 to 5 second rushes and fucking just spraying anywhere there wasn't Americans in the palm grove, and we just started just slinging lead, man. But yeah, like I think of that, like that actual, like the actual fighting itself, man. It is draining, dude. It's almost like when you watch boxing, right? Like it doesn't. I mean, it looks difficult in the sense that, like, yeah, these guys are in shape and you got to bounce around, but until you start moving around for like 2 minutes inside a ring with somebody, you don't realize how fucking exhausting it truly is. And just like that in like a firefight, like you see like these movies like Black Hawk Down and all this stuff, man. Every time I see those movies of like firefights and war movies like that, I get tired, dude, because I see the guys running with all their equipment, and that's one detail that I never forget. I'm like, this dude would be fucking huffing and puffing right now because that he's got the plates on, he's got a basic full battle rattle shit going on. He's probably got extra shit that he fucking doesn't need to have out there, but the higher ups tell him you gotta take a grappling hook and fucking we're fighting IEDs and motherfuckers in man dresses, but here's this anti-tank weapon that we got to take out there. Yeah, man, but yeah, this is a different time for sure. I certainly don't think I would be ready to do anything like that ever again. But I guess that's why you got your youth, so you can do shit like that. And then once you get to your late 30s, that's when you gotta time to pick a hairstyle and stick with it. Hairstyles are for young people. Athletic things are for young people. 36, pick a hairstyle. Fucking do your little push-ups and planks so you don't fall apart. And let the young fellas do their thing, man. That's why I'm always polite to people, even when I see somebody being like kind of a dick at a bar or something. I'm always like, I just want to stay away from whatever this is. I don't like it, man, because when I was younger, who gives a fuck? I've been in a couple of bar fights. I mean, once you get punched in the face, fuck you start swinging, right? Who gives a fuck if you get beat up? But now I'm like, what? There's more MMA fucking fighters. There's more like at the amateur level, dudes that know how to kick your fucking head open. You just don't see them on TV. So it's like, yeah, for me, That was it, man. That was the last fucking Warrior days. Now I just want to be a clown that talks shit, says dumb things, and and gets drunk with his friends. Um, I see a lot of these guys in in Virginia every Veterans Day. We get together in Virginia at my buddy Lynn's place, and we just kind of get drunk for like for like 3 or 4 days and just hang out and talk shit. Catch up, see what each one of us is doing now, and I guess I don't know. It feels good, man. It feels good, especially when you see some of the guys moving on to other things and they're being successful at that too. It makes you feel good, and it makes you feel encouraged about pursuing your own thing. Um, I don't know what else. What else should I talk about? I think that's about it. I think I'm gonna keep it short. Um, Try to find some other old pictures, talk about that shit and this and that. But thank you guys so much for tuning in. I hope this is hope to see you out there one day. And I can get to perform live stand up in front of you guys. But for now, I mean, just keep going to the Blind Tiger. Keep working on material, and keep preparing for the day that the opportunity does come to perform live. Other than that, that's it for me, guys. Thank you so much. You guys have a wonderful day. Take it easy. Bye.